Welcome to Faith in 5, a weekly video devotional designed to discuss practical spiritual concepts in 5 minutes or less. I'm your host, Mark Vandella. So a couple years ago, we returned home from vacation to a dead car battery. What had happened is we parked in one of the airport lots, and every time planes flew over top, our car alarm went off. So for a week straight, our car alarm went off multiple times a day, and it drained the battery. It's the perfect thing to return home from. You get home in the dark, you've been traveling, you've been on vacation, and you're 2 hours away from home. All you want to do is be home, but your car won't start, right? So our car wouldn't start. We didn't have jump cables, so I found one of the little security things that would, one of the trucks that would patrol the lots. They came over to jump our car. And I was kind of standing there looking over his shoulder, and he starts putting the wires on, and I said, no, that's backwards. So he was connecting the red to the black and the black to the red, and I said, no, that's backwards. And he said, no, trust me, this happens all the time. I do it all the time. And again, I'd been traveling, and I was kind of tired, so I thought, well, maybe I'm confused about positive and negative at whatever time in the morning it was, right? So I let him do his thing. He told me to get in the car, turn the key, nothing happened. So we ended up driving home with my in-laws. They had a car that seats 5, and we put 7 of us in it. It was not a comfortable ride. And the whole way home, I'm frustrated. The next day, I've got to deal with this. I actually have to drive back to Detroit, take it to a dealership. What happens is he did actually cross-jump it, and it fried a whole bunch of electronics. So as I'm sitting there thinking about what happened to me and how upset I was, I also realized that this is how we live life. See, we are wired to be attached in the right way. God created us for relationship with Him and relationship with others. And yet most of the time, we live our lives out in a way that's pretty frustrating. It's in a way that's cross-jumped. We do it in a very selfish way. I know I'm definitely built to be selfish, but where I get the most meaning is being connected with others. And so we're starting a new series called Lenses, where we're going to try to take a look at the people in our lives and how we could see them differently. We get to choose what lens we see people through. And so it comes from a verse, like this whole series kind of stems from a verse in Philippians 2, 3 through 4. It says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but rather in humility value others above yourself, not looking to your own interest, but to the interests of others." And so that's kind of the foundation, that when we live lives in a very selfish way, we've got one set of lenses on that basically fries the way we're supposed to be wired. It cross-jumps us. And we're going to take intentional looks at the different areas and people that we interact with, take lenses off, and start seeing people through a different lens. And so today we're specifically talking about our significant others. We've just celebrated Valentine's Day, and we're about a week away from that. And a lot of us in those moments, and the moments after Valentine's Day, it was either went well or didn't go well, and we're evaluating our relationships. And so today is super simple, but also difficult. In your significant other relationships, I want you to consider one thing. I used to work at a middle school where they had these images, these pictures hung on the walls. And the first time I walked in, it was super weird because there were all these middle school kids just staring at the wall. But as I got closer to them, I noticed that they were staring at these images, and what they were, if you remember, they were these 3D images where they were really colorful, just massive things. But if you stared at them and you looked through them, there was an image hidden inside of it. And so in our significant other relationships, they work like these. I actually looked up what these 3D images are called. They're autostereograms. And our relationships work like this. Those things, those 3D images, always put people into 2 camps. Those who could see the 3D image behind the picture, and those who couldn't. And in our relationships, there are times where we can, and there's times where we can't see beyond all the stuff that's not going well, the things that we can't stand about our significant other, see through that, and see what's behind that. So again, really simple concept for today. In your relationships, the most important, the closest person, the romantic relationship, significant other person in your life, as you grow closer and closer and closer, you spend more time and more time and more time with them, the list of all the things that annoy us gets longer and longer. What I want you to do is take off the lens that sees all of that stuff and put on the lens that allows you to see through deeper to who that person really is. The verse I want you to reflect on is further on in Philippians 4, 8 through 9. It says, friends, keep your minds on whatever is true, pure, right, holy, friendly, and proper. Don't ever stop thinking about what is truly worthwhile and worthy of praise. This week in your most significant human relationship, take time to take the lens off and be able to put the lens on that allows you to see deeper and see who that person really is and why you love them. If your lenses are currently cracked and broken, just for 1 week, take those off and start seeing, again, put on the lenses that allow you to see some of those things, and maybe make a list of all the things that you do see that are true, holy. Focus on those things and choose to see your significant other with the proper lens.